Nicole from Flower Hill Farm, and today I am starting an epic seed starting day. It's actually, I started it a little while ago. My mom and my grandfather were over, so this morning both of my puppies had to go to the vet to get some checkups and stuff like that. And now I came home, we had a quick lunch. My mom and my grandfather met us here and we started some seeds. So we did get a lot of work done already.
Well, really sloshing.
So now is the time where I have a list of seeds that I need to start, including Snapdragons. And this year, I'm starting 20 different Snapdragons. So a lot of seeds started going on. So right here I have Royal Bride Snapdragons that we started, Cherry Bronze Snapdragons, and I also started straw flowers. So these are double tall straw flower mix. I also started, my mom did a whole entire tray of Legend mix Snapdragons, and we have a lot more to go. But while my grandfather was here, I had him start some peppers as well. So my grandfather has never heard of soil blocking, and he is like the person that I got the most garden inspiration of my entire life. He's always had a backyard garden. Like my mom has memories of helping him in the garden when she was a kid. So that's where my garden experience as a child came from, was eating and sneaking the peas and the beans from my grandfather's garden. So he's starting stuff at his house from seed, and he came here today to help me start some stuff. He started my peppers for me. I did some long hots and I did some ring of fire peppers. He also started some eggplant for me, and he tried starting some Dusty Miller, but the seeds were a little bit too small for him. And he also started my sage. So he was amazing, and my mom learned how to do soil blocks. It was her first time trying, and she did really well.
Hell yeah.
We use thrip around here. We use thrip around these parts.
Trip, yeah.
Her first one that she did was like 1/4 inch high. We had to toss that, but she got the hang of it real quick. So I'm pretty sure she's gonna be my soil block queen. Not sure. Anyway, she's the queen mother. That's what I call her. So pretty sure she's gonna be the soil block queen. Anyway, I have a lot more soil blocking to do, so I'm gonna get to doing that, and then I'm gonna talk to you all about why I love Snapdragons and why they're one of my favorite cut flowers. So some of you guys were asking a little bit more about details of soil blocking, so I thought I would do a little bit slowly here with the soil blocker. Now I do have a thing of water right here that I will dip the soil blocker in. I can just show you literally, to clean it off in between uses. And this was somebody suggested this on one of my other videos, and I thought, genius, so I've been doing it ever since. So I just push it in, go to the other side, lift it up, push it in, and in the middle, I just push it down, and it's basically flat. And then let me move the camera around. Okay, so now we're over on this side, and not everyone does this. I've never seen anybody else do this, but I actually just push down the top just a little bit just to compact the soil before I release it. So then I push it down and release. So you basically push and pull at the same time, and then you have les soil blocks. And I just do this over and over and over again. And because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, I put it on the wrong way, so I gotta start that one over again. It's cheese cracker season. Who's with me? You with me? Axel's with me.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so now I'm gonna answer a few questions that I know someone's gonna have. So the soil that I'm using for soil blocking is Vermont Compost Fort V formula, VEE. I'll put it in the description below. And I think I got that at Gardener's Supply. You buy it by the bag. It is the more expensive stuff. I find it holds together better than the Lambert or the Pro Mix. I'm sure there are some things that you can do to increase the Lambert's solidity, but I find the Fort V, I don't have to do anything to it. It comes fully ready to go for the soil blocking. So that's what I have. And then this is actually a soil blocking tray. It's got the holes in the bottom. I'm not gonna lift it up because I'll dump soil blocks on my head. We can't have that. So this is a tray that has the holes on the bottom. and I set it into a full plug tray, and I will bottom water this as well. So this is a little bit different than the cafeteria trays that I have set up. And that's the other question I know people are gonna have. Every time I show the blue trays in a video, someone or multiple people will ask where I got those. So those are disposable hospital cafeteria trays, and they were just giving them away because they were just throwing them out. I think they are recyclable, but they're not sturdy. So when you buy like a cafeteria tray that you would have at a high school or a diner, they're nice and sturdy. These are a little bit more flimsy, but I just grabbed one to show you. So they're a little flimsier. They're not as sturdy. Last year I started Lizzie Anthus on this tray, and there's the old tape that's still on there. Anyway, I don't even care. So it actually says on there, hospital disposables. You guys want to give a call to your local hospital, but they stopped using the cafeteria trays at the hospitals that they, the heavy ones, and they started using these ones. And as long as you're holding them with both hands, they're not a problem. I've never dropped anything using these trays, and this is my 3rd season with these trays. So I actually have this many varieties of Snapdragons to start. So many. A lot of these are Chantilly. I have Chantilly, Madame Butterfly, the Costa varieties. I have the Potomac, I always screw that up. Purple Twist, Hybrid, Apple Blossom. There are just so many beautiful varieties of Snapdragon, and I thought I only bought 100 seed packets. Turns out I bought 200 seed packets. I don't know if it's necessary to start 200 of each variety. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I'm just gonna go with this. This is the apricot Snapdragon. I'm gonna plant them all. There's 250 seeds in here. The Geo ones are 200. All right, let's see how far this takes me. I'm obsessed with the apricot colors this year, guys. It's always shocking to me how small the Snapdragon seeds are. I mean, shocking. Where's my toothpick? So I just was doing some, I don't know, my mind just started thinking about rows. And I started looking down at these rows because I did these first 3 blocks. There's 60 blocks. There's 20 in each little soil block or clump that I make. And that's 60 plants here that I just did with apricot seeds. And in my mind, well, your mind wanders when you're, if you're not talking to a camera, your mind wanders when you're planting seeds. And I was just thinking that I could actually measure out my beds using these soil blockers, because last year I did 5 plants wide, like 6 inches apart in between rows, and then the plants were 4 inches apart in rows. So for this 3 soil block section, and stay with me, this is a 4-foot bed. So for every 3 soil blocks for my Snapdragons, that's a 4-foot bed, because they are about 30 to 36 inch wide beds by the time I get the Bio 360 down and then the sides covered. I have about a 30-inch row to work with. And then if my plants are laid out every 4 inches, then 4, 8, 12, you add it all up, and this is a 4-foot bed right here. So I will have a 4-foot bed of apricot Snapdragons. This is really helping me right now because I have a hard time picturing how much space something's gonna take, and for some reason it just came to me that these 3 blocks will, when they're laid out, turn into a 4-foot bed. That's much easier for me to plan now. So now I know, okay, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. This crate right here of Snapdragons is gonna be a 20-foot bed of snaps. Oh, I'm so happy right now that I just figured this out. I know it's not rocket science, but when you're planting all these seeds, and I know a lot of people are saying, oh my gosh, I totally miscalculated how much space my plants were gonna take. I started 300 Snapdragons, turns out I only have room for 50. So if that's, if you can get it into your head while you're planting how much space this is actually gonna take out in your field, it's gonna help you, and you're not gonna be wasting your time with thousands of plants that you're never gonna be able to put into the ground. God. Okay, so my new heat mats came in and I was gonna set them up right here. So let's open them up. Are you kidding me right now? There's only one heat mat in here. It's empty. It's empty. The other heat mat's not in here. I mean, I just opened it on camera. Like, it's empty. There's nothing else in here. There's only one in here. Got two of the things. One, two. So I've got two of the powers and only one heat mat, and I ordered and paid for two. Calling the company. Missing parts. Only received one heat mat. Not returning, but need second mat ASAP. ASAP, this is an emergency. Nope. Nope, I need to talk to somebody. Help. 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 Need my second mat. I might need to send the video as evidence. I guess I'll set up my one heat mat. Thought it felt awfully light. Can't believe it. I squashed it because there's nothing in it. I'm getting help. Amazon virtual assistant helping me. Okay, so I just got off the chat with Amazon and they're sending me a new package. So in the meantime, I only have the extra 4 feet of heat space that I was expecting, which I don't know, it's kind of a little bit of a bummer because I had planned on starting all of my seeds this week that I needed to. Obviously the Snapdragons were #1 on my priority list. So we'll see. You know what, I might just have to do that tray method that I did with the Lisianthus just to get them on the heat mat and get them started, and then I can bump them up to my 72 plug trays if I need to. Anyway, a lot of you guys had questions about the heat mats. So they're called iPower, and usually they come in a box when they're supposed to. So this is the heat mat itself. It's 20 by 48 inches, and it comes with, I get the one with thermostats, guys. I think it's important to know exactly what the temperature is because things need different temperatures. Like my peppers that I just put over there, that wants to be at 80 degrees. Some things want to be at 68 degrees. Some things want to be at 72 degrees. So I find the things that need to have the same temperature and I put them all on the mat together. So this, let me yawn for a second because I need coffee, guys. So you can actually buy the mat. Oh my God, I just hit myself in the head with a plug. You can actually buy the mat by itself, and it just has coils that run through it. I mean, you can see, can you see? Yeah, you can see the coils that run through it. And that's just what warms it up. And this is a nice protective layer. It's definitely worth the money. Okay, so you can get it just like this with a plug. You plug it into the wall and it just heats up, and you can guess at what the temperature is. I have it set to 72 degrees, but right now you can see it says 68, but it's heating up. This will be red if it's heating up. This will be red if it's on power, but really you can just see if it's on because you'll see the numbers lit up red. It also can switch to Celsius if you so prefer. So it has one of these sticky suction-y things that you can pretty much stick anywhere. And ooh, what's my temperature? Ooh, it's going up, guys. It's going up. I'm 68.7 and climbing. I'm 71. Oh, I just heard it click off because it reached 72 degrees. All right, Okay, it's not, shoot, it's not on me anymore. Anyway, I put this underneath a tray, and that way I can tell what the temperature is. Some people will go as far as like getting a thermostat that goes in the soil to actually see what the soil temperature is. I don't go that far. I guess I'll have to wait. I just got an estimated delivery date of March 29th through 31st. So another week for my final heat mat, but I mean, it is what it is, I guess. I gotta go make coffee. Several hours later. Okay, it's really been several hours later. I've been sitting there planting Snapdragons again and again and again. But it's good because even though I don't have my 4th heat mat right now, I think I didn't start all of them. I still have 6 packets to start. So I think though I have 14 different varieties of Snapdragons started. So I did end up putting, I have Oralea right here, and I do have some chives started that I didn't put on the heat mats, just sitting here on the styrofoam. No big deal. Okay, so, and that's for my seedling sale. I'm selling like plugs of chives, and chives are perennials. Everyone loves to buy perennials at a seedling sale. So anyway, I've got snaps here, 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 and here. Total is 300, 240, 240, and 80. So that brings us up to what? 240 plus 240 is 480, plus 300 is 780, plus 80 is 860. There are 860 Snapdragons started right there. And then over here, I have another tray of 240, and I have 2 other trays of the 80s, which the chicken trays, this is not Snapdragon, this is Feverfew, but same idea. They're on these. Ooh, got a little germination started. Yay! Okay. 1, 2, 3. It's not Blushing Bride. I wrote, if I call this the wrong thing all year long, it's because I made the mistake today. I wrote Snapdragon Blushing Bride on my packet, and it's Royal Bride. I don't know why I put Blushing Bride. But if I call them the wrong thing, it's because this right here. My mom, actually, she wrote this out for me, but I told her, I was like, Mom, make me a label for Blushing Bride, and she did. I should cross it off and remember it's Royal Bride, otherwise I'll be calling it the wrong name all year long. So I have literally said for the past year, Snapdragons are my fave. They are so awesome. They grow so tall, so sturdy. They add so much to bouquets. They last forever, and they just keep producing. And I will pinch my Snapdragons. This year I'm gonna pinch half of the ones that I started so that I can get some early blooms, because pinching it does delay booms. It delays those booms by a few weeks, ladies. So it delays the blooms by a few weeks. So I'm going to be pinching half of my tray and then putting them out, and then just getting the single cuts from the ones that I don't pinch, and I'll get the multiple cuts. I had up to 7 cuts on one plant last year after pinching it. So it's the gift that keeps on giving. They come in multiple colors. They're one of the earliest things to bloom on the farm too, in mass quantities. Of course you have your daffodils and your tulips and your other things like that, but these are my first. Well, they're a cool flower, but for me, they're not so much. They're a cool flower where I can plant them early in the spring. I cannot fall plant them. I tried. This year, that last fall, I planted some out there, and I went to check on them yesterday. Don't even think they exist anymore. They're not there. We just can't do this here in Zone 4B with the Snapdragons. I've tried. Gina has tried. My flower friend Gina has tried. She has not had any success with it either. So it's just not something that's in the cards for us here way up in the North Country. So you know what? That's okay. It gives me something to do in the early spring, and I'll get them out there. I'll plant them. Oh, let's see. I'm hoping to plant them in about 4 weeks into the ground. So that'll be about 4 weeks before my last frost date. So I'm hoping I'll have blooms a little earlier than I did last year. Last year I had blooms by July 1st. I was getting a couple here and there the last week in June. I was getting a couple here and there, but I actually had like buckets of harvestable stems. And last year I only planted a 15-foot patch of, I think it was 240. Yeah, so I had 240 Snapdragons that I planted last year. And this year we're looking at about 2,000. So we'll definitely have more Snapdragons this year. I just kept falling in love with different colors, and last year I only planted 2 different kinds. I planted the Madame Bronze, which was, I think, Madame Butterfly Bronze, and then it was a mix. It was a rocket mix. weeks. So I just fell in love with them so quickly. If you check out Johnny's website, I'll pull it up here for you guys, but there is a chart that shows you that certain varieties of Snapdragons have different bloom times. So you can plant all your snaps at the same time and have them blooming all throughout the season because they all have different bloom times. And they're just so phenomenal. I don't know why you're not growing Snapdragons. Of course, make sure you're not getting the dwarf varieties. If you go to your nursery and you're looking and you see a 6-pack of Snapdragons, that is probably the ground cover Snapdragons that only grow like 4 to 6 inches high. It's not really a ground cover, but I call it a ground cover because it stays low to the ground. I have grown that before. It's beautiful, but it's not for cutting. So make sure that when you're looking at the Snapdragon varieties at your nursery, you're getting one that's going to grow 24 to 36 inches, if not even more. I could go on and on and on all day about Snapdragons. I just love them. I could sell those in bunches too. You can add them to bouquets, but you could also sell them in straight bunches. They're just phenomenal. You guys have been asking for a seedling tour. I think I'm gonna wait though. I think I'm gonna wait until I've got some other things that are starting to pop, starting to germinate, and then we'll do a full-on plant room tour. If we do it like the first week of April, I should have a lot of stuff happening in here, even more so than right now. And I've got almost 3 full shelves already. So hopefully these 5 shelves will do for now. And if you guys haven't seen my new plant room, check out my latest video where I built this room down here with my in-laws, and it's amazing in here. The humidity has gone up a little bit. I like it. I like it. It's good as long as I keep it at a reasonable level. We won't have any issues down here. It's maintaining temperature. It's 68 degrees right now in here, and it's 67% humidity. Easy to breathe. The plants seem to be loving it. So my tomatoes are going fantastic. I can't wait for this seedling tour. It's gonna be awesome. Oh yeah. Lots of stuff happening. So anyway, thanks guys for watching. We'll see you soon.
Like brownies, yeah, they're like brownies.
Yeah, they do. I almost ate one.
Poor unfortunate soul, you're dead indeed.
It's got dirt in it.
Dirt. Apricot.
I've been in flower shops. I've seen bouquets. I've seen
They're
nothing
not fresh
like
like that though.
No, nothing like that.
They don't carry
All
gladiolas
the
either.
colors are popping right out of it. It's amazing, amazing. I envy you so much because when I used to go help Gene down to his place, and you walk in there and just what we were doing just now, and there's a whole big greenhouse with nothing in it.
A month
And you
later,
get a tray of this, tray of that, and you line them up down the road, and he's got the sprinkler system up there, and every once in a while the sprinkler system will be on. And then the first ones that come up were azaleas maybe, or what? Just a little plant that you had to snip off.
the
And
Snapdragons.
then no. These
You
are
do that
little
with a lot
plants.
of
These are little, just a bunch of plants that, it's just a plant within itself. If you snip off and they get bigger flowers.
Yeah.
And you may not go for a week, you may not be in there, and you come back. Oh, it's beautiful. It's like giving birth. When I tell you giving birth, it's like there was nothing, and here it is. And each day after that, and then you see the ones that he has in little sprouts coming up, and he'll take 3 of them and putting them in a hanging basket, 3 or 4 in a row, and 1 in the middle, and with a few more weeks, they're hanging over the side. Beautiful plants, amazing.